Yeah, man. Yeah, be more friendly with your long-time users, man. How long you been using your Kia, by the way? It's like
What, 12 years?
12
We bought
years.
it brand new. My family bought it brand new. My mom used it for what? Better part of 10 years and used it hard, you know. When she worked as a teacher, so she went to school. You know, and even though the distance to the school wasn't far, but the road to school was, you know, it's very harsh. So she really, really used it. And you know, after I got my car when I was 17, it was a yellow car. It was a yellow Hyundai.
The yellow one.
The famous legendary Hyundai. After using it for what, I think 2-3 years. No, I think more than that. My mom bought a new car.
Yeah.
And then she said to me that, okay, well, the oldest car has got to go. So the yellow one had to go. It's very sad for me actually, because I've grown attached to it. And then, we sold it. I sold it to my mechanic actually. And then
the uncle,
the uncle that fixed your car.
Yeah.
And then the Kia was passed down to me, and I've been using it since. So it is a family car. So for it to have these problems after 12 years, it's actually amazing, because people wouldn't really Kias usually don't last that long.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Kias, older Kias, especially the ones in the 2000s, they're not really known for their reliability. You would notice a lot of Middle Eastern immigrants like to use them if you go around cyber, right?
Alongside with Wira or something.
Some clapped up Wira. They love to use that.
You remember that? It's okay.
Those don't last very long. I mean, they're not as reliable as the ones that were made in the 2010s, like mine. But Kia is not really sold well here, so parts are a bit harder to get, and brand loyalty is not there anymore, because a lot of people only drive Kia minivans and the electric version of the Kia. So
already here in Malaysia?
Yeah. You sell the Kona electric. You sell it's called a Hyundai. It's not a Kia. Sorry, that's a Hyundai, but it's the same thing.
Hyundai. Korean somewhere.
Yeah, Hyundai and Kia, they own their parent companies. So, but Kia, we don't sell anything as far as I know. For Kia, I think we only sell the Sorento, which is like a big SUV thing. The Sportage, which is a smaller SUV thing. And then the Carnival, which is a minivan. That's the only thing that we sell. We don't sell the sedans because, people don't really like sedans anymore. Yeah. And it's just no market for it. NASA ruined it, I guess.
Okay.
I can say all of these things, right?
Yeah. What does, number one, what does it have to do with NASA? It's like...
Okay, so the story is, about the Kia is, NASA assembles Kias here, Kia cars here. They have the rights to assemble the cars here, and they distribute Kia here. So if they assemble the car here, it's built under the NASA badge. So sometimes, if you notice, you see the older minivans. They're sometimes called Kia Carnival and Nazaria. Nazaria again. Yeah. So NASA was essentially in charge of managing Kia's brand here, Kia and Hyundai, basically. So in the early 2000s, it was pretty meh. Cars were okay, bit pricey, not that super reliable. Some people claim it's reliable. That's just owner.
It's marketing, man.
It's just, And then in the 2010s, Kia really stepped up. Kia and Hyundai stepped up, because before that, Kia and Hyundai, they like Proton as well. They also started somewhat in the 1980s, maybe a bit older. But they also initially began rebadging cars. They just put a different badge into their car. Basically, they took a car. Okay, we want to put a Kia badge there. That's our car.
That could work. Don't they have to fight regulations, just like copycat or something?
Those are all licensed rebadging. So I think Hyundai's first car was based on a 1960s Ford Cortina. It's called the Hyundai Cortina in Korea. I just found out this a few weeks ago, actually. Oh, wow. It's very amazing. So I mean, Koreans, Hyundai and Kia, they have been rebadging cars for a very, very long time. It was only up until the 90s that they started making their own designs. And even then, they kind of copied a few people. And then their cars weren't spectacular. Nothing to be wow about, except for very few select models. But in the 2010s, Kia especially, they hired a designer from Germany, an Audi designer.
Oh, Audi.
Which is why the Kia Forte, the one that I own now, looks like that. When it came out, it was quite a game changer for Kia, because it was like, this is a very nice looking sedan. And it wasn't called the Forte in other markets, it was called the Cerato.
Cerato with the C or with the S?
With a C. Yes.
C.
So it's called the Cerato in other markets, it's called the Forte in other markets. We got the Forte. And when it was sold in Malaysia in the 2010s, it was one of the cheapest cars in its class. So the Forte was up right against the Toyota Corolla and the Civic. I think it was 90,000, which at the time the Corolla and the Civic had already been over 100,000, which was very expensive for that kind of class of car.
Oh, wow.
But you got a lot more for the Kia. You got a decently powered engine. You got a 6-speed automatic, and then you had the manual mode. Mine's broken. Mine's I'll tell you about that later. It's a 6-speed automatic. The early ones had 4 speeds, and then the later one had 6-speed. You can change it. You can go up and down the gears. Had a reverse camera. It had a Bluetooth radio. So it had a lot of bells and whistles for the price. And then if you got the higher model one, the 2.0 one, you got leather seats. You got 6 airbags, and you even get cruise control. So for that price, it was a huge bargain. And I'd say the Forte sold very well.
That was when 2010.
Mine is 2012. So at that point, it had already started selling, and it was selling pretty well. And there was even talks, and there was an article that I found that there was talks that the Forte would have been the official Malaysian police car at the time.
Oh wow!
Yes, but
at the time they used what car?
At the time they were still using Wajahs, and I think they were still using Wajahs. But at the time, it lost to the Inspira and the Privé because those two just came out. And they were cheaper because they were locally made.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the Kia Forte gained a lot of traction because it was very cheap. Well, not super cheap, but it was reasonably priced.
Affordable.
It was affordable. It had a lot of features, and it was very comfortable. It's a very comfortable car. It's not that fast, but it's very big. I mean, you've been inside it.
Yeah.
Yes. It's very big. But after that, the next generation of Forte, which when we brought it here, it was now called the Cerato. NASA, for some reason, bumped up the price a bit too much. And I think a lot of customers just wouldn't justify paying that much for Kia. And of course, there's other factors as well. NASA didn't really promote Kia as good as the competitors did. So in the end, Kia kind of fell through. Kia and Hyundai, they fell through. And I think Hyundai is bought by Sime Darby now. It's owned by Sime Darby. I think it has already been for quite a long time. But when a brand falls through like this, you're not going to sell anything. Your cars are just going to be sitting there, and you're probably just going to be selling just one model, which is what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Kia really only sells the Carnival because that's the only thing people want. They have a new Forte. It's in Korea right now. It looks super, super nice. But we don't get it.